In this part of the video, I'm going to add window frames to the openings. However, before you do, you must make the first part of your drawing into an object and group it. Now you can add the window frames to the openings, and I'm using them from a library of window frames that I've made over the last couple of years. So it's just a matter of resizing window frames to fit. And as you can see, it's just a matter of duplicating for any that's the same size and copying them in. When you come to a different size frame, obviously you can just duplicate that one, move it in, and resize the frame. I've found that keeping a library of window frames has saved so much time when I'm building new buildings, because the frames are quite common to all of the buildings that I've managed to build. Now you've fitted all of the window frames, it's time to move the original grouped component away. You must now group all of the window frames. So Object, Group. So you now have two groups. Then overlay the original building over your window frames, and they will be exactly the same size. What we now do is we then group the two groups together. The next step is to go to the path, Object to Path, which is at the top. Then third from the bottom is Path Effects. Path Effects will then come up on the right hand side and press the plus button. This will show Perspective to Envelope. Once you've done that, select Mirror Movements in Horizontal or Vertical or Overflow Perspective. I'm using Mirror Movements in Horizontal. I can then go to the icon on the left hand side, which is Edit Paths by Node, and then we can then click on one of the node points and move the perspective. And as you can see, you can vary the perspective towards you or away from you. And you can change the length so that it looks further away or closer to you. So we've now got it in perspective. The problem is now that if you ungroup this, it will revert to its original perspective. The next step is to duplicate what we have on screen. So click on, right-click, duplicate, and drag the duplicate down. What we're now going to do is remove the main frame from the top group and the window frames from the bottom. We will then end up with a set of window frames and a main frame, and they can be cut out in different thicknesses of paper. The window frames, when we've done this, can then be printed onto sticky label paper. So the next step is to click on Layer, Layers and Objects. They will open. Sometimes it will only open as Layer 1. So click on Layer 1 and you will find 3 component parts. Click on one of the parts and click on one lower part and delete. Now what we've done is on the bottom we've left it with just the window frames. So if we now surround that object group and then put a box around it. And now go around that again and group. What we have now is the template for to make the window frames. And once we've selected the drawing, it will open up the layers and will show 9751221 in this case, and 376. So we take the first one, which then highlights the window frames, and we delete. We are now left with the window frames and the main frame. Top main frame can be cut out in either 1.3mm as I do, or in 2mm if you prefer, and the window frames can then be done, as I said, on sticky label paper. They can then be placed on the back of this, on some acetate, onto the back of here, all in one piece. So there's no cutting out individual window frames. You can just place the whole lot because these will perfectly align with the top. And if you are going to use a cutting machine for these, it's best if you copy the drawing and then copy it into a new Inkscape file and save it as a file on its own. Then do the same, copy the window frames into a new Inkscape file of their own. You can then send the first card to the cutting machine and check that the sizes that you've taken with you, in this case 145.6 by 79.6, that they actually are the same size in Design Space, and you can alter them in Design Space to the same sizes. You will then do the same with the window frames and copy them into Design Space, then send it to the cutting machine on sticky label paper, stick them onto acetate, and you will find that in one piece, stuck on the back of here, all of the windows will fit in one go, so no separate windows. Hope this has helped. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.